What's up, everyone? It's your girl. I am Kaya, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're talking Love Cabin episode 2. Again, the episode was really good. The one thing, and I said it on my YouTube community. If you guys, subscribe and look at my community post, I'm not a fan of Ray J's involvement with the show. Like when it seems like he's making these challenges up, making these games and these rules up as he goes along, and it's really awkward and it's really cringe at some moments. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but that's the one thing that's giving me cringe about the show because before all that, before Ray J got to the house, I was enjoying everything that was going on in the house. To be honest with you, when it was just the campers. But yeah, Ray J coming in, and again, I don't know, allegedly he's on that shit, but he is not making it really that much enjoyable at this point. So hopefully, like, I know this stuff has already been pre-filmed, but I'm not really feeling that so far. That's on my own pet peeve of the show. But again, it is really good so far. So far, But this is Zeus. Before we get into the recap, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Continue to show love to my channel, show love to the video, hype the videos up, push the videos out there. You guys showing the engagement brings more people to my channel. Again, I'm trying to build up my YouTube channel. I want to hit at least 5,000 subscribers, if not 5,000, at least halfway to 250. I said 250. 2,500. Sorry, y'all. I cannot speak. I just came back in from work. But yeah, so anything else I gotta get into? Nope, let's go ahead and get this motherfucking recap. So the episode starts off with, how it ended last week on the premiere, where everybody was sleeping and then they're all waking up. So we see Athena and Trap Yayo. They're in the kitchen, and then she had said something like, oh, he said that he was gonna make breakfast for her, and she said, oh, you said you're gonna make breakfast, not me. And he wants her to make him like a sandwich or something like that, and she don't want to do it. So I don't know if either one of them got breakfast or not, because they didn't show it, but it seemed like they are already kind of like not on the rocks, which honestly, truthfully, really none of these people in here are here for love. They're all here for some kind of clout or something like that. But these two, especially with him doing content and she doing adult content, it was never gonna work anyway. So yeah, that's just the point. So we already seen kind of like cracks with them. So then we jump to everyone else waking up, and then mainly what I got was all the girls are like talking about like what went wrong. Like Sheila saying how she's not used to sleeping in a room full of people, and she said how I think she with John, how John was farting all night. Chloe says that her and Camo was cuddling, but he was like trying to fill up on her, and she wasn't trying to do that on the first meeting. I'm with you, Chloe, because honey, like I hate when I tell him a dude, I said, hey, can we just cuddle? And he takes that for something else. It's like, if I want to do something else, I would have straight up said I want to do something else. When I say I want you just to hold me, can you just at least hold me and not do more than that? So I understand her right there, especially, yeah, we're just now meeting and you trying to do all that, like, So I'm with her on that one. And who else had some problems with what was going on? Oh yes, we get Desi. She has her eyes on Trap Yayo. They made it a point this whole episode between them two. And she said she has nothing against Mike, he gets mad when we say his name wrong. I don't give a fuck, I don't know, man. Mikhail, she says even though she is attracted to him, but she still has her eyes on Mikhail. And then was there anybody else that was having issues? So it seems like so far the only person that seems like they're happy in their couple is Nisa. Nisa is really liking being with Brian, and actually I really do like them together. I think I got my couple I'm rooting for. At this point right now, I don't know if like she does something down the line, or if Brian, I don't know if this is all an act and he's different, but I want to hope that he's not, that he actually is this sweet and caring, and he's this God-fearing guy. I really want to hope that, but so far I'm really liking them too, and they like where they're at right now. It doesn't seem like nobody has their eyes on Brian. I don't know if any of the guys have their eyes on Nisa, but they really like where they're at. And then we jump over to the guys, and Brian reiterates the same thing, how he's happy being with Nisa and everything like that. And then we have the guys are talking. I think it's Trap, Camo, fuck his name, Mikhail, and Thanos. So then they all talking, and they're basically saying how do they have their eyes on anyone else? And Camo and Trap Yayo said they have their eyes on Desi, and they want to go ahead and get to know her. Mikhail is not upset about that. They because it is day 2, they want to explore and everything like that, which y'all should be doing. Like I say, I'll be screaming that shit on Love Island. Like, y'all, it's day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Y'all should not be like this honed in and locked in on the person that quickly. Like, come on now. Especially not on this show. Let's just be honest, okay? So then, also, I'm gonna point something else. Thanos is not black, right? Right? because he said the N-word in this moment. He said the N-word. And he also said some little slick stuff that I'm kind of side-eye him on. I thought I was gonna like him. I don't know how I feel about Thanos. He seems like he's a little I don't know. I gotta keep my eye on him. But he did say the N-word. And y'all know how I feel about Hispanics, that are people who are Hispanic and not black saying the N-word. Y'all give them a pass too much on this goddamn network, okay? But anyway, so we move on. Then we get to the girls. I forgot which of y'all. It's so many new people, and I gotta get everyone's names. So I'm just gonna say the girls. And if you guys go back and rewatch the episodes, y'all will know who I'm talking about. So the girls, they're also talking. And then a lot of them say that they want to explore. Athena says that she oh yeah, that was who it was. So Athena was another person. She says that Trap was trying to cuddle her, and she wasn't into that at all. She said, listen, we're not going to do this on the first meeting, which I'm surprised that it came from her, because she was one of the girls that I was actually thinking that wasn't there for love. I think she was there just to have sex, basically. But yeah, so the girls are talking, and they're asking if they have their eyes on anyone. So of course, again, Desi says that she has her eyes on Trap Yayo. And then I don't think Chloe said she had her eyes on anyone else. And did she? Oh yeah, Chloe said she didn't have her eyes on anybody else. And then there was another girl that was sitting right there, and I just can't remember who that was, but she also said she had her eyes on somebody else too. I think it may have been Kiara, but I could be wrong. So that's basically how those conversations went down. And then after we got like the morning stuff out of the way, we started talking. They literally show every single couple having separate conversations. And again, if you guys have been watching like my Love Island stuff, you guys know that I don't like breaking down everybody's conversation, because a lot of times they're not really talking about nothing. So with these, I'm gonna go down each couple, but I'm only gonna point out the important things that stood out. And if it was actually boring, I'm most likely gonna skip over. So yeah, so the first people we got to talk was Brian and Nisa. So Brian and Nisa, they're talking basically, and again, like I said, I think they're my couple that I am rooting for, because I really like Nisa. She seems like she's just very down to earth. Like I said, she's one of the girls I feel like actually is there for love, which is why I think I like them together. I believe Brian is there to find somebody, and I believe Nisa is there too. She doesn't give me that she's there to get clout, and Brian doesn't too. So that's why I'm really liking them. So basically their conversation is, they're asking each other when's the last time they was in a relationship. She says that she was in a relationship a year ago, and he says that he hasn't been in a relationship in the last 10 years. Because I keep forgetting that Brian is 31 again. He don't look 31. He looks really good. I keep thinking that he's like 21, like him and Thanos are the same age. That's what I be thinking. So, and he says like, yeah, it was 10 years ago, but he did cheat. But he says that was me back then. I'm not that way now. I want to hope you're not that way now. I'm just saying. So yeah, so Nisa is actually kind of looking a little sideways that he did cheat. So I'm glad that she is being very aware of that. But I would want to believe that in 10 years he did grow up just a little bit, just saying. So yeah, that was basically like the gist of their conversation. They ended with a kiss, very, very cute. And just let y'all know, every couple that talked, everybody ended up kissing at the end. They all did. So we get to the next people. We get John and Sheila. They're talking by the little workout area. John is asking, saying what made her want to fuck him. I'm like, wait, did y'all have sex or something? Like, what is he talking about? And then basically the whole gist of their conversation, they're just talking about sex and everything like that. And what else is happening? Oh yeah, they did talk about sex. And then Sheila did tell him that she is a dancer. She's an exotic dancer, which I said, okay, that's what Midnight Ballerina is. I don't know why you just say that. She says exotic dancer, so stripper, basically. And it goes over to John's confessionals, and he says he's not shocked. He's like, but he looks like he's sad. Like, that's the craziest thing. He was like, oh yeah, she gives me that she's court size, hangs out with ballers, so I wasn't surprised. Is he bothered? John, are you bothered? Just saying. And what else did they talk about? Nothing really. They didn't really talk about nothing else after that. And they end off with a kiss. Yeah, and we move on to the next people. Next people was Chloe and Camo. Basically, just like over that is Chloe, the only reason that she was attracted to Camo was because he was tall. That's basically all she said, because he was tall. But it seems like she says that their conversations are given very superficial, like, what more can you give me? Basically, the gist is that she's bored with Camo. She doesn't really feel like he offers nothing much to their relationship but his height. So that's given, like, I don't know, I forgot what they calling the people that's coming out. Were they calling them the flames, like how they have bombshells of Love Island? Are they calling them flames? So it's given that if somebody new come up in here and he's tall and he's funny and she has fun and like, you know, he makes her laugh and she seems like she's having a good time with him, she's gonna jump ship and she's gonna leave Kamo out to dry. That's what it's very much given. I think she's just settling right now, and that's not good to do that. I think she's just settling right now because she's attracted him because of his height, because she says that she is a tall girl and she needs somebody who's taller, so she doesn't go for short guys, which I understand with women in that sense, because me, I am 5'2", 5'3" on a good day. So I can't be with no guy that's my height or shorter than me. Because 5 feet, that's short. That's really, really short. But people like Chloe who are really, really tall, it's kind of hard for them to find guys who are just as tall as them, basically. So I kind of get where she's coming from. But it's very much given that she's gonna leave him when a new tall, cute, funny person come in the sound room. And yeah, did they talk about anything else? Nope. And then they ended with a kiss too. Like, again, everybody is kissing. The next couple that has a little talk is Desi and Michael. So basically what they talk about is, she says that she is, you know, interested in Michael, but she definitely has her eyes on Trap Yayo. Again, what they've been saying all episode long. And she also says that when her and Michael had first kissed on the first night, that it felt very performative, and he didn't deny it. He says that when he saw the other guys kissing, they weren't doing much, so he thought that he had to come and do a little bit more. But he does say that yes, it may have been a very performative. So then they do like a little kiss again. It was actually kind of cute, I ain't gonna lie. But also what is very much given is that Desi, you know, she wanted to keep it real with him. She says, listen, I do have my eyes open, and I like that Michael doesn't, like, you know, it's not like on her because she's trying to choose somebody else. Because again, like I said, this is day 2, and y'all shouldn't be locking down on nobody on day fucking 2. And it seems like they have a very much of an understanding. So hopefully, like later down the line, Michael doesn't find, like, if she wants to go and like explore him, and her and Trap Yayo get coupled up at some point, that he doesn't, like, you know, try to throw that in her face and everything like that. Like, let her explore just like how you want to go and explore. So yeah, so that's how they end. The next people we get into is Trap Yayo and Athena. Now, this right here reminded me of Love Island with Ace and Amaya. It's very similar, except the roles are reversed. Athena is Ace and Trap Yayo is Amaya. So they're sitting now talking about how, you know, how it's been kind of cold between the two of them. And he says that, you know, I feel like it's been more cold on your end, which I think I see both sides, because like you gotta understand why she feels so cold, because after what you said last episode, you said you like your girls a little bit dumb. And she said, why, like, if you like your girls dumb, like, why would any girl want to hear that? And he told us he was trolling, like, honey, you can't be trolling people like you that you just met, because we don't know if you like this for real, so you gotta calm it on down, okay? And then so they just go back and forth. Then she ends up talking about like how he wanted to be with Desi or some shit like that. And then while I was sitting here watching this, it's like, girl, like, are you jealous because he's interested in talking to other people? Because, like, honey, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what this is about. So I'm like, Athena, like, I hope you're not jealous, because first of all, bitch, he does content. So I don't understand, just like you do. So I don't think you should be like judging him and all this other kind of stuff. Then just like saying how he was a player, how he feels like a player. Like, honey, we can say the same thing about you, but I think she had thought the reason why she thinks he is a player because he has kids, and she thought that he had 4 kids by 4 different women. He actually has 4 kids with 2 different women. So I don't necessarily think that's like very much a player, because you got people out here who like Nick Cannon, who has multiple kids by multiple baby mamas. So it is not that kind of situation. So, and then he kind of feels some kind of way about that. But you can see he's trying to somewhat be respectful, because I thought the way he was acting at the beginning of the episode, I'm like, okay, is it given that you about to be one of those dudes that's like, that treats women like shit? But like in this moment right here, he actually was trying to be very respectful and didn't like jump out of line and everything like that, even though when she was like, the stuff that she was doing and saying was a little bit out of line. Then they kind of come to a little understanding. Then they start talking about like the kiss they had during the challenge, and they end up kissing. Rinse, repeat. So then we get, I think this is the last people I'm about to get into. Yeah, so we get into Kiara and Thanos. There's really not much to talk about right here. Like, all I can get right here is that Kiara, like, is really feeling Thanos, and Thanos is not really feeling Kiara, because it seems like he knows that she's, and I think another guy had pointed out too, she's like very like a sweet girl who's not really into like doing all this, running and making out and kissing us, all this other kind of stuff. But I feel like a guy should want that in a woman. You don't want somebody out here like that's fast and run around just doing whatever, right? But it's just given he is like very like not really into her as she is him. And you can just tell it's not gonna last at all. And like I said, if there's a chance where he can recouple with somebody else that's gonna give that, he feel like he can like really, because I really feel like Thanos really just wants to fuck. That's basically, he said it last episode. So if he gets with somebody who just wants to give him the pussy, and it doesn't like Kiara wants to do that, she's very like, you know, she's very respectful of herself. He just wants a girl that's gonna like throw the pussy at him, and Kiara's not doing it. So that's basically, I can see right through that shit. So yeah, but they ended up kissing because, you know, he's just saying all the stuff that he feel like she wants to hear, and I really hope she ain't being stupid and falling for it. So that's how they end Thanos and Kiara. Like again, like I don't see them lasting, because I don't see Thanos here going to be in a relationship. Thanos is 21 years old. Nobody wants to be in a, well, none of the people that I've ran into, and people like Thanos, I know people like Thanos in my life. Nobody like that at 21 years old is ready to settle down and be in a relationship. They just not, because they still don't know themselves yet. And Kiara, she seems like she is wanting to settle down with somebody, and Thanos is not the right person. I don't think it's the person that she wants to spend the rest of her life with is going to be on the show. That's basically what it is. So then they end theirs off with a kiss, which is like, damn, like I'm mad that she did this, but honey, but she gotta learn. And then we jump over, I think that was the last conversation. Hold on, what? Yeah, it was the last conversation with all the couples. Again, like they always do on Love Island, where multiple couples sit down and talk and like what's going on until we get to the nighttime scenes. They're following the same patterns. So then that's it for all the talking. So then we start getting into, they're ready for the nighttime scene, and then everybody is just talking about, like, you know, how their conversations went. Everyone said, you know, it went great and how they kissed, but then you can kind of see the guys like Thanos, again, is still like, you can just tell he's not feeling Kiara. That's just basically what it is. So we go over to, they're all getting ready for the night. They go to the little area where they're partying and dancing and everything like that. Thanos says how Kiara can't dance and how he's shocked how she can't dance because she's black. First off, bro, not all black people can dance. Like, I don't know who told you that and why you thinking that way, but not all black people can dance. That's like me thinking a bitch can beat me up just because she fat. And I beat up a fat bitch before that was fatter than me. So I don't know why he said it like that. Like he automatically think, oh, because she's black that she can dance. Because that'd be racist, me thinking that Hispanic person, I'm a person who's Hispanic can dance. Because I met some Hispanics that can't dance at all. So for you to say that, Thanos, like, you're just very like, that's ignorant. That's the shit I'm talking about when he says slick shit like this. Like, I'm not feeling that at all. And then we jump over to Athena and Trapjayo. They just like humping, like, you know, they just dancing. She's shaking ass, and you know, he's grabbing it, and then she's throwing it back. They doing that. And then we get to Ray J, little ass comes up in there. Girl, I don't know if he did like 2-3 lines before he came up there, but he literally was on one the whole time he was in that bitch. So he comes in, and you know, he asks, did anybody have sex? They all say no, and apparently he's upset because he left condoms for them to have sex. It's like, Ray J, a lot of people are not going to fuck on the first night, and not going to do that in a room full of people, because I can't do that at all. So I don't understand why he was just so upset about this, or unless he was just playing it up. But yeah, so then he says, okay, now, and he says, everybody, like, he asks everyone happy in their couples. A majority of them do say yes. He said, okay, well, we're about to change it up. So we're gonna play a game called Truth or Strip. So basically, you gotta if you pick, it's like basically truth or dare, and if you chose not to do it, you're gonna have to strip. So he makes, like, again, I think Ray J is, I don't know if Zeus playing these games or if Ray J is making up these games, but that's the one thing I'm not liking, that it seems like he is making these games up as he goes along. So yeah, so then we get to the first question he asks is Kiara. He asks her truth or dare, and she chooses truth. He asks if, like, out of the guy that she's with, which is Thanos, who would she want to fuck? She says Trapjayo. Then he proceeds to ask, well, go over there and show how you would fuck him. And it's just very, very awkward, because you can tell, like, Kiara is a very sweet girl and she's not really like that. So she goes over there and she, like, tries to straddle him, but you can just tell it's very awkward, and Nisa said it too. And this is the shit I'm talking about. Like, I hate when these, especially because they're doing it because on Love Island, they would do background music when the things are going on. And they're not doing it on this show, which I'm not really liking. So yeah, that whole thing was awkward. Then Athena goes over to Thanos, and she, like, tries to, like, do what she would do if she was fucking him. They do a little something. It was like, I don't know. But then all of a sudden they're switched partners. Like, this recoupling shit is, like, weird. So then the next person that get asked, I think it was Sheila, and Ray J says, Sheila, show me your titties. She had no problem doing them, and she showed it to him. I ain't gonna lie, they were blurred out, but they looked really, really nice. Then we get to, I don't know if they asked somebody else because they left it on a little cliffhanger. Then the last person, it looked like, no. I'm sorry, y'all. Oops, sorry. Ray J asked Athena to look in Thanos' pants and see if it's big or small. And he did that a lot. It was like, why are you obsessed of wanting to know if these guys are big or small, Ray J? You trying to tell us something? Anyways, but so then the last question was to Chloe, and he wanted Chloe to go down the line of every single guy and ask him, and then feel their penis and see and rate them who's biggest to smallest. Basically, that's what they have to do. So she literally stood up and did it, and she was grabbing everybody. And before we can get an answer, they go ahead and leave on a cliffhanger. Again, the challenges and Ray J being too involved, I'm not really liking that. Yeah, I'm not really liking that. So we go into next week. They showed the little clip next week, and what's her name? Sheila pops Desi. So we getting our very first fight on episode 3, and I was like, damn, okay. So that's gonna happen, and then we get into the new couples. So new couples that are going into next week, which again, like these recoupling, they did it during this game, and I'm like, that's not. If you're gonna do the recoupling like how they do on Love Island, at least do it right. But anyway, so the new couples are John and Kiara, Thanos and Athena, Trap and Sheila, Michael and Desi, Kamo and Chloe, and Brian and Nisa. So those are the couples going into next week. So again, the show, I say it's good, but like I said, I feel like Ray J's involvement with these challenges is kind of making it very, very awkward. I'm really not liking it. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys for this episode. Before I get up out of here, you guys know the deal. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, continue to show love to the channel. Show love to the videos. Again, tell a friend that we have fun over here, okay? Yeah, continue to show love, all right? And that's all I got for you guys this episode. I will see you guys next video. Bye!